Okay.
I will make you as presenter. Okay, you can share your screen. Others, please, you also start building the virtual machine either offline or whenever we do, so that it will actually help you to understand the Hadoop better and start practicing. Once we build the VM, uh, but every class I'll give you the samples and examples. Please start practicing it. That's way you can actually improve your skill set on the Hadoop. That will be my suggestion. You can open a notepad, which we were doing yesterday.
I guess we have done till sudo chown.
Okay, so maybe
We'll still here and there.
we
We'll prompt.
completed. Yeah, core-sided XML we modified. Now,
Yes, sir.
yeah, now we'll go and create two directories. Okay, so basically we'll create a inside your software folder. You can create a folder called Hadoop data, and inside the Hadoop data, two subdirectories, name node and data node. So probably you can. There is a two make dir commands. You can run that. Just changing the. Just a minute. I'm just critical.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So you can show me the notepad. So there is a two command make dir commands. You can run that, just changing your username instead of data making, make it as Praneeth. So it is going to create inside your software folder or directory. It is going to create a Hadoop data and then subdirectories like name node and data node. One by one, or maybe yeah, copy paste also. Anyway, it will run.
Here, this one, sir?
No, you can run it on terminal. Just open a terminal.
Oh, terminal, okay.
All the commands you need to run on terminal.
Oh,
Right
I
click.
guess again,
What happened?
do we need to go in any directory to save these?
No, I just
Like,
given the full. I just given the full path.
oh, okay, give the full part. Okay.
Yeah, they can just paste. It says cannot create permission denied.
Okay, let me paste only first one and then second one.
Okay. It's fine. Just
Directory.
cannot create. Okay, so what you do is just use sudo. Later will change the ownership. That's fine. It's anyway it's your user only. Uh, just change it to sudo, like sudo make dir. Just append one in the
Okay,
command.
okay.
Yeah,
Instead mk sudo space dir.
yeah, correct. mkdir. No, mk is fine. It's basically mkdir is the command to create a directory.
Yes,
Just before
yes.
that, add a dir sudo before mkdir. Yeah, just enter your password. Similarly, create other directory as well.
Oh, the same process. Okay, okay.
Correct. Yeah, so now next we can run the next command where we set the ownership for that directory. Just change the Praneeth as user and group also by default Praneeth. So basically it's a user colon a group. And in the directory, the software directory, so you can just change instead of data making, just Praneeth. Yeah, you can run this. This is done. Now just go to the notepad. We need to change this file. Now probably you need to go to this directory inside software. Before they just change this property value, home Praneeth instead of home data
Yes,
making.
yes. Yeah, that's it.
So you just navigate to the in the terminal. Just go to softwares, Hadoop 3.2.1 CD. You can just use CD for changing the directory. Yeah, software slash Hadoop. You can do tab. Hadoop 3.1. So it will be I think Hadoop Python, I guess. Just check.
Yeah, let me.
Yeah, Hadoop Python 3.2.1.
3.2.1.
The first one, yeah.
Okay.
And inside you need to go to etc. Hadoop. Yeah, just enter. Do ls here. Now you can change that file. Go to the
Hadoop
notepad.
tnv.sh.
No, we are going to change the next configuration file, which is hdfs site.xml.
Okay.
Go to the notepad. There is a command to so basically you need to open it. So using the nano editor. So basically, whenever you want to modify a file, you need to use some editor, either VA or Nano.
Okay.
Yeah. Use Nano. VA is somewhat just a minute.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, you can save Control O, which is to save. Enter. So Control O for saving and Control X for exit. Now we can go to the notepad and do the next change. Now we need to modify the mapred-site.xml. You can run this. Yeah.
Do I need to push this property to send starting, or is it fine?
It's fine. You can push also, but it's fine anyway.
Okay.
Alignment is not issue. Okay. Now what we'll do is the next file, which is on site.xml.
So, sir, I forgot to ask you yesterday.
Yeah.
So we are setting up all this environment for hands-on experience. A small question is, do we need to understand this properly, or else like it's fine, no need to think about this that much?
So basically, it's better. See, you may be based on what profile you go. So either you want to go at a Hadoop developer administrator. So people who from system admin or those people go on Hadoop administration.
Okay.
People from development background, they'll go for Hadoop developer. So Hadoop developer may not be building the cluster. So right. So, but still, it is better to know the uh, at least you need to
Process.
know what are the files basically meant for which purpose, which properties. You are not going to set up the cluster, right? So you're going to work as a developer where you will be provided with the cluster and you'll start developing the code. But it's better to know the files for what purpose that file is used, and each property you see, right? Every configuration file you have the property tag, and inside you have a name and value.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe to begin with, for you it is like kind of some jargon words, but slowly we'll just learn it.
Okay.
To short your answer, you are not going to do it, but still learn it. That's my answer.
Okay.
It's not going to be your daily activity. So it's going to be a one-time activity by the system administrator.
You want me to run this code, sir? Sudo.
Yeah, so we already done it, but yeah, you can run, no issues. Okay, so next we are going to format the name node.
Okay, sir.
After that, did you try connecting from your Windows machine using the putty? Still, you have that problem of connection refused?
Oh, I didn't try for. I'll
Okay,
try more.
sure, sure, no problem. Okay, so you see there is like a couple of lines above. Name node has been successfully formatted. Like scroll down, go to the bottom, and maybe some 8 lines above. You see the storage
Yeah,
directory has been formatted successfully. So if that message comes, then your STF is configured properly.
okay.
Okay, now so we set up everything. Now we need to start uh, uh, running the. Okay, so before okay, uh, all right, just a minute.
Okay, sir.
Just a minute. Okay, you can run the command. The start DFS start -dfs.sh in your terminal. Yeah. Okay. So like see at um, in high level, right? In high level, Hadoop has uh, two main broad categories, right? Two broad categories, which is one for storage. Uh, SDFS is for storage. Whenever you want to store your data in Hadoop, so you'll be storing your data in HDFS. HDFS is nothing but Hadoop Distributed File System,
Yes.
right? And other broad category is the computation. So where you want to do your uh, processing on the data which is stored on HDFS in a distributed manner. So the distributed processing engine or the framework is called MapReduce. So when you learn Hadoop, you will be um, you'll be around these two broad category. Either so you will talk in terms of storage, which is HDFS, and in terms of computation or processing, which is MapReduce, right? So for storage, there is a set of daemons. They call it as daemons or processes, right? Those are all Java processes. You can think of as a Java program which runs in background and do its own activities, right? So with respect to storage, SDFS, there are three main programs or processes will be running. One is a name node, and one of this is a data node, and the third one is a secondary name node. Okay. So anyway, I will just go through in very detail when we start the uh, SDFS um, section. I'm just giving in a high level. So with respect to storage, these are the three main processes: name node, data node, and secondary name node. Okay. So each has its own role, and each has its own uh, responsibility to do certain activities, right? So when you run this start-dfs.sh, uh, there will be a, you see there is starting name nodes. There is a message saying starting name nodes on localhost, and you see there is a message saying starting data nodes, right? Uh, Name node. So the Hadoop is basically master slave architecture. So there will be a one or uh, more master nodes. When I say one or more, mostly it will be one, three, five, like that, master nodes. So name node is a master process. So Hadoop one version, there is only one name node, like only one name node we can configure. That was a drawback in Hadoop 1. The later Hadoop 2, they actually provided an option to configure multiple name nodes just to avoid single point of failure. So that's why it is saying starting name nodes on localhost. Data nodes, always data nodes are uh, multiple. Like you, as much data nodes you have, that much like you can actually store your data in different machines, right? So the all big data systems are meant for horizontal scaling. When I say horizontal scaling, say if I can have two nodes today, if my data grows, I can add one more node. I will not keep upgrading my existing node. I don't add more configuration in my existing node. Instead, I'll start adding new nodes. That's called horizontal scaling, right? So always data node will be more, okay, which is a slave node, which is meant for either storing your data or processing your data, right? So that's why it is saying starting data nodes. And third is a starting a secondary name node. Okay, so secondary name node is meant for having a periodic, doing a periodic backup of your name node. Okay, so these are the three main process which will start when you run a start-dfs.sh. Now, okay, now type a command called jps. You can enter. So you see there is apart from JPS, there are three process which I meant is running. So say example, if you're not able to say HDFS is basically storing your data or retrieving your data from HDFS, right? When those HDFS like Linux commands you're running, right? So JPS and you in the above you, so there somewhere you run MKD. So these are all Linux commands. Similar like Linux commands, HDFS also has HDFS commands just to store your data into HDFS and retrieve data in HDFS, creating directory, removing directory, all the operations you have commands in HDFS. Suppose if your HDFS command is not working, your first you need to check that whether the respective process are running, which is data node, name node, and secondary node. Just to you can check by running this JPS command. Okay. Next, there is another file called start yarn.sh. You can check this one. You can run this. Okay, uh, so as I mentioned, storage HDFS, and then we have for computation MapReduce. So that's how the architecture was in Hadoop 1.x. Means 1. There are minor versions, but still 1.x. There was only HDFS plus MapReduce. There were some drawbacks in the MapReduce version of 1, where again the single node of failure, because we have in Hadoop 1 point there was job tracker and a task tracker, which is meant for processing your MapReduce job or processing your data in the form of MapReduce programming model. Uh, there was single point of failure on job tracker, and it is not able to schedule your job properly. Means like if it is a huge cluster, if it's a small cluster it's fine, but if it's a huge cluster and there are a lot of jobs you need to run, then there was overhead on the job tracker. They so basically in Hadoop 1.x, the job tracker and the task tracker was doing both the job, the resource management as well as the job scheduling. When I say resource management, it needs to know which node has how many number of cores and what is the memory available to execute your jobs. All the resource management stuff and the computation anyway. So which takes your data from HDFS and does the MapReduce program. So that is was overhead for job tracker. So they introduced a new component called yarn, yet another resource negotiator, which is going to do only the resource management. Okay, the computation part they separate it out. Okay, so people who practiced Hadoop 1, they may not aware of the resource manager and node manager, which says here, the message says starting resource manager and starting node manager. These two are um, the components of yarn. Okay, uh, the computation, there is a separate process which does the computation that I will explain you while doing the MapReduce job. So what it is saying is starting the resource manager and starting the node manager. These two are the processes which is meant for handling your cluster resources. So if you are running a MapReduce job, so you are going to negotiate with the resource manager saying that I have a MapReduce job, I want to run this job. So which node I want to run. So those kind of things. So basically, you will not code, but internally it happens. So if you just type JPS now, you see apart from data node, name node, secondary name node, and you see other two processes also running. You can just type JPS. And resource manager and node manager. Okay, so resource manager is, again, it can be one or more, like name node. So name node is purely a storage master process, and resource manager is a resource management master process. This also can be one or one, three, five, in terms of it come in odd numbers. Okay, it will not be like 10 nodes or 15 nodes or 15 uh, resource managers will configure, but mostly one or three or five. So this is how the large cluster will be there. Okay, and a node manager, each node will have a node manager, which is a kind of master process for particular node. It's not a master process for entire cluster. Resource manager is the master process for entire cluster. A node manager is a master process in individual node. Okay, so we'll go in detail when we start learning about yarn resource the yarn. uh, Till now, maybe I throwed some jargon words just digest, but when we go individual topic you'll have more comfortable. But still, is there any other question?
No, sir, from my side.
Uh, what about others? People who were expecting the hands-on, just hold on for one or two session, then we'll just start doing it. Until then, you just need to just digest few other terminologies, uh, just to know what is happening in the behind the scenes. Okay, all right. So now, so basically, what we set up in your machine is we set up Hadoop, which is like SDFS and the yarn. These two are set up. So you can now we can just start using SDFS commands and write a map to this job and execute this. So when we go to Hive component, we'll install Hive component as well. That I will give you separate steps to follow. So in this section, what we did is basically installation of Hadoop, which is SDFS and Yarn. Those two are completed. Okay, so a name node, right? So when I said name node is a master process for SDFS, which stores metadata of your files in SDFS. So uh, which has a web interface where you can go and explore your file system, HDFS file system. So that is running on the port number 9870. Probably you can copy this URL, or you can just go to Firefox in your VM. You can open a Firefox. You can enter, yeah, you can enter. Okay, so you can click. So basically it says uh, the name node is basically the localhost colon 90, which is a name node. The host name is localhost, and the port number is 9000 is active, and there will be some other instructions, cluster ID and other stuff. In the top right, in the green banner, there is a utilities option menu. Click on that, and you will see. So you will see browse file system. So which will help you to just see your SDFS directories. By default, the temp will be just say go. I think uh, there is no files or directories available. Okay, so you can just so now the recent version of name node or the recent version of Hadoop, they started introducing the creating a directory or maybe uploading of files from using this browser. Generally we do using SDFS commands. Okay, try to create a directory here. There is a folder icon. So basically always whatever directory you create, that will be under your root directory. Root directory is basically slash. You can just give some name. Okay, so basically, okay, so it's not actually taking this, it's going username as dir.who, so it's not having a proper permission to add it from the browser. Okay, now we'll do it from command line. Okay, I think 1 minute left for the this session. Just we'll close this. Okay, I will close this meeting and we'll connect the same link, and then we'll try the STFS comments.